Okay. Factoring x squared plus bx plus c. In order to factor a trinomial of the form x squared plus bx plus c, we need to find two factors of c, the number on the end, that add up, whose sum is b. So this is going to work when there's no multiplier on the x squared. There's an entire process for dealing with that. That's the next section. In this lesson, nothing's going to be hanging out on x squared. It's just going to be x squared, then plus some number x plus some number. If the number on the end is positive, then the sign of the middle term will be the sign of the factors. Meaning if the number on the end is positive, then our factors are both positive if b is positive. If b is negative, then the factors are both negative. If, on the other hand, c is a negative number, we will have one positive and one negative factor, which subtract to make b. You'll see what I mean as we go through the examples. And I've got 6 here. Can't quite fit them all comfortably. Here we go. X squared plus 19x plus 60. So c is 60, b is 19. What we need are two numbers that multiply to make 60 and add to make 19. Okay, anytime the number on the end is positive, I need two numbers that multiply to make it and will add to make the number in the middle. So let's think about factors of 60. 6 times 10 makes 60, but 6 plus 10 is 16, and I need them to add together to make 19. Let's see, 12 times 5 is 60. 12 plus 5 is 17. What about 15 and 4? 15 times 4 is 60. 15 plus 4 is 19. Hey! 16 is 15 times 4. 19 is 15 plus 4. We found our numbers. That means our solution here is x plus 15 times x plus 4. This is kind of sort of the opposite of foiling. Last chapter when we foiled, I would have given you x plus 15 times x plus 4, and you would have first outer inner lasted it to get x squared plus 19x plus 60. Now we're going the other way around. Next example. C is 8, b is 6. So I need two numbers that multiply to make 8, that add to make 6. That's 4 and 2. That's pretty easy to figure out, I think. So x plus 4 times x plus 2, and we move on with our lives. The difference on these next two problems is that the middle term is negative, which means both my factors will be minus instead of plus. So c is 6, b is 5. I need two numbers that multiply to make 6 and add to make 5. That would be 2 and 3. So we're going to have x and 3, x and 2, and yeah, they can be the other way around, that's fine. Because the middle term is negative, these are both negative. Okay, this is because the last term is positive and the middle term is negative. Same thing happens on the next problem. The last term is positive, middle term is negative. That means I'm going to have double minus sign. So the question is, what multiplies to make 16 that adds to make 10? That'd be 8 and 2. So we're going to have x minus 8 and x minus 2. Now, these last two, which I probably need to do this so my iPad doesn't freak out on me. Have the last number being negative. When the last number is negative, to factor, we will need to find numbers that multiply to make the last number, but subtract to make the middle number. So So what multiplies to make 18 but subtracts to make 7? Well, that's 9 and 2. A positive 9 and a negative 2. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 minus 2 is 7. So factored, we would have x plus 9, x minus 2. Okay, when the last term is negative, you're going to have one positive and one negative binomial, or one plus and one minus in the binomials. You just have to figure out what goes where. Next up, last example, I need two numbers that multiply to make 24 and subtract to make 5, specifically negative 5. So two numbers that multiply to make 24 and can subtract to make 5 are 8 and 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 minus 3 is negative 5. However, because I need that 5 to be negative, I need to use negative 8 and positive 3. If I use 8 and negative 3, that would be a positive 5. I need negative 5. To get negative 5, I need negative 8 and positive 3. So that means we would factor this into x minus 8 and x plus 3.